You got your alcohol, I got my milk.
Hello, I'm Beelzebub, and welcome to my channel. I've had a few beers, so I'm feeling a little happy, but at the same time, I'm pissed. So, a little bit ago, Unicorn Cat and I went to get me a refill on this lovely growler of booze here. And Unicorn Cat was craving a little bit of junk food, and cereal is what they went with.
And Doritos. Don't forget the little babes.
I did not notice the Doritos.
Yeah, you were focused on the idiot.
Yeah, that pissed me off. So a little bit of backstory before Unicorn Cat tells the story of exactly what happened. They had COVID.
And then I gave it to him.
And long story short, it's an illness that I do not want to revisit. I would rather have an impacted small bowel before having COVID again. And that was 3 days of straight up agony. I would rather have pneumonia, which I have been hospitalized for twice, before I have COVID again.
I remember I have had COVID symptoms. I'm no longer contagious. I have post-COVID syndrome right now, which simply means that I'm not contagious. I don't have COVID, but I still have certain symptoms. But I am not contagious. I was told by my doctor that I can go to public. I'm not going to get anybody sick, right? But I had COVID for almost 2 months. And there was one point where I was so sick, I wanted to go to the doctor, but I couldn't physically tell Ben that I need to go to the doctor. I'm clearly fine now, but even I got COVID in December, so it's December, it's almost March, so it's 3 months of me having symptoms, and I'm still not okay. My kidneys are this close to failing, and I think COVID was more fun than this. Or the other way around.
Yeah.
I meant that my kidneys almost failing was more fun than having COVID. So I wouldn't want this again either.
Yeah. So after I get my beer, Unicorn Cat says, can we go to the store and get some junk food? So we go to the local grocery store. One of, I don't know how many are around here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's...
I'm distracting myself. It would not be a video or live stream of mine if I did not get somehow distracted.
Oh, sorry. I need the
Unicorn
charger.
Cat's
My
trying
phone's dying. Sorry, I didn't know.
That's okay. My phone was charging, but
okay,
I mean,
continue.
Unicorn Cats is dying, so I
and I'm trying to. I'm recording on it, so.
But we get there. I don't feel like going in because I am a lazy person. So
yeah.
I ask if Unicorn Cat's okay to go in by themselves. They are. Huzzah! I get to sit in the car and be happy. Then Unicorn Cat comes across this shit pounder, which they will tell you about now.
So I walk in, and I don't know how to describe it other than like the in-between area. You know how there's always 2 doors, so the in-between area to the doors.
Where the grocery carts are.
Yeah, where the grocery carts are. And there's this guy with no fucking mask on. He's opening the package to the disposable ones. Just standing there out in the open, and he comes up to me and says, I'm so tired of wearing these masks. And I said, well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Just my way of responding so that I can fucking go. I'm autistic. Don't come up to me in public. That's all I gotta say.
It's just generally impolite anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Like especially in a pandemic, but
yeah,
sorry.
Clearly they don't care though. So I didn't have a mask on, and he came up to me. And then he fucking said, well, I already have COVID. Presence, not had. Like, I had COVID, but I'm no longer contagious. He is currently contagious and currently has COVID.
Currently talking to another human being.
Yes, and then I said something like, well, I'm immunocompromised. Like, could you not type thing? And he says, well, you're wearing a mask.
Yeah, let's pause on that right there. Okay, so Unicorn Cat's wearing a mask because they're not a fucking moron. This is not. This is simple math, is what this is. Okay, it doesn't matter. Like it does matter that Unicorn Cat's wearing a mask because they're not a moron. But Unicorn Cat wearing a mask only does so much. This person who is currently COVID positive, according to their own admission, is walking around without a mask, talking to people. Okay? I don't know if you noticed, I'm particularly incensed, so I'm a little more aware of the fact that I'm spitting a little bit when I'm talking. There is, every time you exhale, every time you say a word, there is some spit coming out of your mouth. That spit lands on things. It just whatever is laying around. Yeah, and people touch those things most often with their hands. And when people, like, you're in a grocery store, so you're getting your spit on food. People don't always think to wash that food before they eat it. So they eat the food that has COVID all over it, and they get COVID and wonder where the fuck it came from because they were wearing a mask.
That's not all, though. So, of course, I go to the person who is like the person who's supposed to assist those who do the self-checkout, right? And I go to him and I'm like, hey, this guy just told me he has COVID and isn't even wearing a mask and just came up to me. And I don't feel safe with him here because COVID kills people. I don't feel safe when someone with COVID comes up to me without a mask on, or really at all, but so he goes and I do my shopping. Granted, I was only in there for like a couple minutes. I just went in and got some chips and some cereal. But if you're told to leave a vicinity, I think I said that word right. I don't know. I'm whatever. If you're told to leave a place by an employee, you should leave like that. You shouldn't be lingering around, especially if it's because you have a fucking deadly disease and you're walking up to people without a mask on. Okay? He's still there yelling at the person, saying that he shouldn't have to leave just because a little girl is uncomfortable. Like, that's not how that fucking works. You're potentially spreading a deadly disease. Isn't it illegal to be out of the house if you're COVID positive?
I don't know if there are any specific laws. There are like emergency regulations that have been put into place.
Yeah, but if you
pre-existing laws, if you know you're sick and you knowingly go out and infect people, and this would be considered an intentional attempted infection, that would be like assault, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I knew there were some laws that made going out in public while you're sick, especially during a pandemic, like he could get in legal trouble.
He should.
Yeah, he should. If he can't, he should.
Yeah, because I mean, like, if I had not been lazy,
that would have been great.
This live stream would not be happening, because there is a chance I'd be in jail. I've already had COVID. I have only gotten over COVID in the last few days.
And I'm still having symptoms. Again, not contagious, but I'm still struggling with the aftermaths of COVID. And I have permanent scarring on my lungs from COVID too. And people are just walking around really fucking nilly, acting as if people aren't dying and almost dying from this.
I don't want to say I'd turn violent, but
you would.
I would be violent.
how pissed off he was in the car when I told him that, because I walked into the car, got into the car like I just had an encounter.
Yeah. I was displeased.
Yeah, he was pissed. Because
I
then
mean,
he's lucky that I can't get COVID right now because the antibodies are still in my system and stuff. From my understanding, I can't get COVID right now. So he's lucky that the person he walked up to was me, if that makes sense. But imagine the employee that he's standing there with no mask on, yelling at.
Yeah.
That person can get sick.
Yeah. As I mentioned, spit comes out of your mouth when you talk. This dude is yelling, so more spit.
Plus, I know the carts get disinfected, but let's be honest, you can miss things whenever you're disinfecting. So
yeah, I really hope that this employee was given an opportunity by their boss, if not outright told by their boss, to
disinfect the entire fucking cart. Just throw out the cart.
I don't even care about the cart. I like wash their face, wash their hands.
Yeah.
They just had this idiot doing a fucking spray from their mouth.
Especially whenever you're yelling. Whenever you're yelling,
their COVIDiot infected mouth.
I hope that person obviously went straight to the bathroom, but then everything in that area got disinfected. Like everything that could be disinfected should have gotten disinfected.
Just like,
and I hope he gets the cops called on him.
Like temporarily lock the front doors. Don't let anyone in or out of that area. Take a whole ass can of Lysol spray. Just fucking.
That's just stupid, and it's so inconsiderate and selfish. Especially since he's bitching about having to wear a mask when he's not even wearing a fucking mask. Like.
Yeah, I didn't have much tolerance for people that didn't wear masks. Hey, junk shop. I didn't have much tolerance for people who refused to wear masks to begin with. But now that I've actually had COVID, now that I'm going to be that much more paranoid about social interaction.
Like I mentioned too, my kidneys aren't failing, but they're seriously infected. And I have several other infections going on in my body right now too, other than the kidney infections. And my kidneys are this close to failing. If the medicine that my doctor has me on now doesn't work, it could become very, very serious. Right now, I just think of me as a little sick. But I could, in the future, need like a fucking kidney transplant or something. That shit can be serious. And I don't need COVID on top of that again. Like, I'm sure having COVID didn't fucking help all those infections and stuff. If anything, I might have gotten the infections because of COVID. I'm sure my immune system didn't like that. But he walked up to the worst fucking person. If I didn't currently have all the antibodies in my system already, because I just got over it, he could have possibly just killed me. Because I'm immunocompromised. My kidneys are now getting worse and worse. And he just fucking walks up to me. And granted, he doesn't know that about me. He doesn't know anything about me and my health. But it's the fact of the matter that you never fucking know. Which is why you should wear a goddamn mask.
It at this point has been a year. Like, actually a year.
Yeah.
Since... COVID has been, well, technically November of 19.
Yeah, but like lockdown type stuff. And people still don't know to wear masks.
It shouldn't be foreign.
Yeah.
It should be, hey, I am now exiting my vehicle in a public space. I'm going to don a mask. I left my mask in the car because this is where I live. I'm not going to wear a mask here. But
there's a stink bug. I'm going to kill it.
It's hidden.
Okay, good. Okay, it's gone.
It's hiding.
Just keep talking.
Terrified of stink.
I have a phobia. Sorry. Keep going on your rant. If I see it again, I'll scream. It should be habit by now.
Yeah. second nature, not even a thing you think about.
It should
Throw on
be
a mask.
It should be common knowledge too, not to go in public and walk up to people if you have COVID or even just a flu or something. You shouldn't walk up to people. Yes, like I went to school when I had a flu, but that was because of my mother. I, as a teenager, didn't have a say in whether or not I could go to school, but I still kept my distance from people.
Yeah.
Like, it's common fucking sense.
Just, I hate people. There is a reason I'm a self-described misanthrope. That
I don't know what that
means I hate people.
Oh, me too.
Glean from context.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
angry.
probably should have.
That whole thing just.
And me too. That kind of, as someone who is like, I'm autistic, I am atypical. I think that's the term. But I am autistic, and that kind of sent me into a headspace that like I really didn't want to be in, especially since I was in a grocery store. Okay, going grocery shopping for as an autistic person is not easy. There's loud music, bright lights, a lot of people. I already get triggered, especially if I'm going in there by myself. And then someone with fucking COVID walks up to me and tells me they have COVID.
Yeah, I figure it's 9:30 at night. The store's gonna close in like an hour and a half, and it's 9:30 at night. There's like nobody out shopping. Who is Unicorn Cat gonna run into?
Jesus.
I fucked up, apparently.
Well, I think it was probably best that you didn't come in with me. I was pretty gracious for how I handled it. You wouldn't have been so much.
Would have been so uncharitable in my response. I mean, look, there are people who test positive for COVID and it does nothing to them. You know what? I'm glad you have such an easy time through it.
It's
because
hell.
I spent 2 weeks in bed, hardly capable of doing shit. I mean, just as Unicorn Cat, they were my babysitter for 2 weeks.
It was a weird change of events, like tables turned. But same thing with me. Like I had COVID for like a month ago. I don't actually remember. My brain's fried. It's fine. I have shit memory. But I had COVID for like a month or two. But it really only was bad for like a week or two, like unbearable for a week or two. And I wouldn't wish that on my work. I wouldn't wish that on most people. For context, don't think I'm a bad person. I have a lot of people have abused me. I wish it on them, but I don't wish it on anybody else. Besides the point, you get what I'm saying. Like there's not many people who I think deserve that.
Yeah.
Are we done?
I think so. I mean, this live stream has been much longer than the usual day of the lives, but god damn it, I'm so pissed.
We're both pissed, yeah. You're more pissed than me. I'm more just, again, that put me in a headspace that I don't like to be in. So I'm too much in that headspace to be actually like pissed off like you.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, COVID's pretty fresh in both of our memories, but it's fresher in mine because I just got over it.
Yeah. I'm still showing symptoms, not contagious. I really want to stress that. I'm not going out in public. Post-COVID is different than COVID. I have post-COVID, so I'm dealing with the aftermath. And Jesus, how quickly I get fatigued and like out of breath, and plus I get so weak still. It's great. It's just great.
Yeah.
And people are just walking around with no fucking mask on, walking up to people, and it just I've heard people bitch about having to wear a mask in public, and I've seen people like dick nose where their nose is hanging out and not wearing the mask correctly, but I haven't encountered someone who just walks up to me with no mask on, like, I have COVID.
While COVID positive.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking galaxy brain fuck.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm still angry. I'm gonna be angry. I'm probably gonna be angry until this is gone.
Yeah, just drink some more. You're good. That sounded like a jab. I just made a jab at you.
It's only good for another 3.5 drinks.
That is
by
true.
by the end of that thing, I've already had one of those. I will have had the equivalent of 7 beers.
Yeah.
Which is, normal for a bar trip. But
and then I get tipsy on like a little thing. But we're getting off topic now. I think it's done. We got the rant out.
Just wear a fucking mask.
Double up if you're able to.
Yeah.
Double wear 2 masks if you're able to. I always forget. I need to remember, especially this scared the shit out of me. I'm gonna double up now.
Get the vaccine when it becomes available to you.
If you are immunocompromised like me, you can get this vaccine, by the way. I can't get most vaccines, but you can now.
Yeah. The COVID vaccine.
The comment. I get tipsy on a little thing.
The COVID vaccine, like from the research I've done, has no trace of the virus in it.
So I like that. I'm gonna get the vaccine once it's readily available to me. And as someone who I've mentioned my kidneys having issues, I have asthma, I have scarring on my lungs due to COVID and stuff. I can get it again. I'm probably gonna be in one of the next groups of people who are able to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it as soon as I'm able to.
Like right now, I'm waiting on the VA to get me. They have changed the people who are getting it. It was 75 and older. Now it's 55 and older.
So they're slowly getting to your age.
Yeah. Then it's going to be, just watch, it'll be 35 and over. And I'll be like, shucks. I'm like 7 months short.
They might let you do it if you're just 7 months short, dude.
You never know.
That's why I said might.
I mean, you got to think the VA is a federal program.
That is true. They're not gonna.
They can't bend the rules like that.
Okay, where would I go to get the vaccine?
CVS.
Okay.
Or Walgreens, because that's
where my insurance.
Who takes your insurance. But yeah, wear a fucking mask. Don't argue with employees when they tell you to put on a mask or get the fuck out. Don't argue with an employee when they tell you to not go up to people while you're not wearing a mask and you're tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
Why is this hard?
It's not. People just don't give a flying fuck. And you think someone, too, who has COVID, like, he would know at least an idea of what it's like to have it and wouldn't want to give it to people. Not that I was going around just willy-nilly, that's the 3rd time I've said that. Just being careless, wanting to give it to people beforehand. But now that I have gotten it, I'm definitely scared of giving it to someone else. Like, I am a lot more cautious. Yeah. I was before, but now it's like a paranoia.
Yeah, like,
I need more of those.
we both had it. We know how much it sucks. Why would you be so careless?
At that point, it's purposefully giving it to people too.
Probably a fucking Trump supporter. It's a hoax. China virus. Oh, I'm sorry. I mispronounced it. Gina virus, because those idiots can't pronounce shit right.
I haven't heard that one, actually. I'm tired.
Wear a mask. Wear 2 masks. Get the vaccine when you can get it.
With what he mentioned with the fruit and stuff, always wash your fruit. And everything that you touch you get from the store, by the way. Because there's people like that who spit all over everything, so.
Oh, and even after you get the vaccine, I've been reading, apparently it isn't, like, fully kicked in. Like, all the benefits aren't a thing. for 2 weeks after you get the vaccine. So still continue to not fuck around.
Yeah. Well, even then.
Do not fuck around and find out.
Yeah. You still want to. Just because you have the vaccine doesn't mean there's still not a chance that you can get it. People get the flu vaccine and still get the flu.
Talk to your
Not saying the flu is the
doctors.
same thing as COVID, but you get what I'm saying. People can get vaccines and still get it later on. So still be responsible.
My phone did a thing.
Are we done now? I'm about to fall asleep.
Okay. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. I will be incensed on my own time. Just actually listen to doctors that don't deserve to have their medical licenses taken away because they're giving out bad COVID advice. Wear masks, get the vaccine, don't go out unless you don't have to.
All that fun stuff.
Yeah, fun.
Don't get COVID, kids.
It hurts.
It's not good for you. Yeah. Okay, we're done.